I'd also appreciate that we do have, representation from all around the world here in the semis. We have our Koreans, we have a European, and we have a North American as well. I mean, Trigger is living in South Korea at the moment, true, but technically, still Canadian, still NA. And here we go, we're settling into our first semifinals, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Alkyona, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Orange Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing Psystorm Gaming. It is Gerald. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck with your predictions. And also a shout out as well to Stegosaurus. Again, a shout out to Stegosaurus, shout out to Mark BT. For those that are curious, this event is funded by some very passionate people in the chat, or passionate people out there, fans of StarCraft, I should say. Because of that, usually the prize pool of this tournament would be 150 USD, but for the past couple of weeks, including this one, it is 300 USD. So a 300 USD prize pool here. Top 4 are paid out, so congratulations to the top 4 players for making it this far. They are in the money, but who will take the bulk of that prize pool? Again, yet to be determined. So a big shout out to Stegosaurus and Mark BT. If you want to help fund the prize pool and help boost the prize pool, you can do so via Matcherino, !Matcherino in the chat to get a link to the Matcherino page. Each event, each Tenacious Turtle Tussle does have a Matcherino page where you can help boost the prize pool if you wish. Otherwise, watching is enough. So we are settling in. 300 Honda, Bobby. It's crazy. As we do have ByuN going for a double gas opener, double gas into a faster factory. Gerald does confirm the probe is going to be shut down, but is aware of the opener here from ByuN. Let's go back at home, settling in. Gerald, of course, he's warmed up in this matchup. Took down Nicorach to make this far. Not an easy opponent. As the probe does fall, you got the pylon to deny the add-on, just to be as annoying as possible. The Reaper, meanwhile, does move out across the map. Ignores the pylon for now. Moving across, Gerald does keep up, shuts down the Reaper, forces it back, and we have our take of choice. It's going to be a Twilight Council for Gerald. We do have that Twilight Council opener. This Reaper does dip in. I've been seeing Geralt and ByuN face off a lot more often in recent times. Yes, yeah, 100%. They have been playing a lot more frequently. The reason for that is because when it comes to the ESL Open Cups, Geralt has been very active. He goes full degen. I'm sure for the Europeans out there in the chat, if there are any, it's very late in Europe, very late. And Geralt is one of the few that stays up for, or did stay up for the ESL Open Cup Americas, I should say. Players like Gerald, Skillus, Wayne. There were some select European players that would stay up for those tournaments, and as a result, they would face off quite often against players like ByuN. Some say degen, I say passionate players. Passionate players. Let's go. As girls would often stay up until 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning to play in these tournaments. Not just Geralt. I did omit 2 key players as well. Clem and Max Pex did the same. But very clearly, you could tell who were the degens in Europe and who weren't by just seeing who would stay up to play in those tournaments and who wouldn't. Not like this. But now, though, you see ByuN settling into his 1-on-1 and going for a mine drop opener here across the map, making his way towards the main. Stalkers are in position, and ByuN will confirm the third.
Complete.
Gets eyes on the third, rallying into the main. Behind this, ByuN building up his biotank army. And ByuN doesn't commit. Not yet. Now, what I love about this, what I appreciate about this, is that, I mean, there's no rush for ByuN. He can always just keep this here in the back line, wait for another unit to distract, wait for another drop, another move out, and then dive into the main. So we'll try to keep up here with this drop whenever it does decide to boost in. And back at home, ByuN is still building up. Stim has begun, getting into his 3-1-1 setup. Wouldn't mind does boost in. Does go for the boost at last. Gerald, he does respond in time. Does pull away. And so far, we just get 2 probe kills. Ooh, medevac is going to be shut down. I say that. Oh! Ooh, barely does fall. And so far, a very nice defense here by Gerald. Cleans up the Widow Mines, cleans up the medevac, and only loses 2 probes. It's a very nice defense. Meanwhile, Raven follow-up into the main. Gerald does miss the move out. Is unaware of the army location. Barely does spot it. Oh! Going for the tanks. We'll at least chip away at the Marines. Blink is done. And Marines are going down. Not bad. Slowing down the move out. ByuN is committing. Gerald forced to recall back home. Does recall back to the 3rd. Colossus on the way. And ByuN, now that he's been spotted, he thinks better of it. He does pull away. He will siege up in the center of the map. And ByuN doesn't commit. He respects Gerald's position. Will pull back instead, getting his 3rd base on location. And the game will progress. Calming things down. Calming things down, saturating Luna saturate his 3rd. Meanwhile, Gerald's gonna be mixing in a Dark Shrine. Okay, you have my attention. Observer gets spotted. And more importantly than that, Gerald, he's actually not building up more Colossus. It's just the one Colossus, then going straight into Disruptors instead. It's a risky maneuver here from Gerald. At the same time, catches out the Medivacs. Gets 1, gets 2. Massive pickoffs. Gerald, calm down. Catches 2 Medivacs. ByuN, his draw play is denied. Raven pushing towards the 3rd. At the same time, Gerald, he embraces the gold. Goes for the 4th. 4th base is on the way. And ByuN, so far his aggression has been lackluster. He hasn't done anything. Not by lack of trying, though. So rallying, building up. We have combat shields on the way. Getting into 1-1. Again, the Raven is at least trying to distract Gerald. But ByuN, he has not scouted the 4th. He's unaware of the gold. It's about to finish. Now, ByuN can punish. He can set up within range and try to siege from the low ground or even just outside. But ByuN currently is unaware. And after losing those medevacs, his army doesn't really have much sustain. And the Gerald, he's gone away with his disruptors, now going back to Colossus. Getting a more consistent splash damage. DTs are waddling in. DTs on the left, Zealots on the right, looking for a 4th base. And ByuN, he has no turrets, does have some scans. Speaking of, does spot the DTs. A keen eyes there by ByuN. One of the DTs will slip away. Gerald's going for the mineral line. Once again, though, he is spotted. And we'll get a handful of SCVs. 3 workers go down. But nice defense here by ByuN. Doesn't lose too much. As Gerald is building up. Oh my god. Was a little bit supplyable, killing some of his own zealots, making room for another disruptor. Pylons on the way. Now sieging up. Oh, Nova not quite connecting. Was a little bit premature. Laying siege upon the mineral line. Yeah, and this is the risky thing about taking this gold base, is that the tanks are within range. And Gerald, he has to pull away. Long distance mining. Nova goes off. Up! Ooh. Gets a Widow Mine. ByuN now with EMP. Dropping on the high ground. Gerald setting it for a Zealot round by. Was spotted. The reinforcements back at home. Ooh, full medevac goes down once again. Ay, ay, ay. Zealots say at least delay reinforcements. Gerald, he wants to push in. Nova goes off. Oh, a little bit trigger happy. One disruptor goes down. And the Zealots, they're still buying time. Still keeping Marauders pinned. Meanwhile, Gerald, he is down to 2 disruptors. 2 more on the way. He's just waiting for his moment to dive on the army. EMP does connect. Nova does not. Gerald taking another expansion. Still going for the Zealot run by his DT counterattack even instead. Does blink in, going for the planetary. Can he lift in time? Up! Oh my god, he barely will lift, but it's on fire! Yeah, boys are pulled, does repair, does keep it up and running. Whew. Planetary will survive. And the DTs are getting caught out. DT's getting caught, Gerald diving in. Oh! Finally catching the tank. Does get close enough. And Gerald, he knocks down those rocks, going for another Zealot run by. Catching ByuN out of position. Zealots, they're going for the SCVs. ByuN, he races back home. He thought about it for a moment there. Does have reinforcements, thankfully. Gerald breaking out. 11 SCV kills. DTs are still active as well. Gerald, he's all over this, and he saves the gold. He does save the gold base. ByuN backs off. And Gerald is maxed. Gerald, he's maxed out. The gold base was not shut down. He's on 6 disruptors. And ByuN is looking a bit in trouble here. I mean, he can still take a fight. Like, the armies are still quite comparable. And he steps in. What's going on? Oh, some okay connections. Better connections towards the end. Catching out Marauders. Gerald pulling away. Gerald was not ready for that fight. He was caught off guard. But doesn't lose anything major. Does pull back. At the same time, Dark Templar. Going in. There is plenty of detection, though. Going for the planetary. Planetary will barely go down. Gee, DTs do so much damage. That's crazy. Planetary does fall. ByuN is setting up a counter drop. Gerald's in position. Gerald is ready for it. ByuN being forced back, bleeds out a ghost. And again, whenever we have an engage like that, Gerald is always ready for a run by, whether it's Zealots, whether it's DTs, or even both. He's just so quick to respond, so quick to react. And again, these bases, they're left untouched. DT's coming in once again. Ooh, catching out the ghosts. 2 ghosts go down. 4 CC's cancelled. And the Novas, they punish the dive. Massive connections. The ghosts are going down. At the same time, though, ByuN trading out with the disruptors. Nice target firing. Disruptors, they fall one after the other. One Nova goes off. But Gerald has he overextended. Colossus going down one after the other, and ByuN, he has to commit. He's pushing out, he's breaking out. Just down every robo unit. The disruptors and the Colossus. But here come the DTs. Yeah, reinforcements have arrived. Gerald, he's barely holding on. Forces back the army. And ByuN is still on 3 bases, still no 4th. No expansion. The main is floating over. And GG gets called as ByuN runs out of steam, and Gerald will take game number 1. GG. Oh my god. Gerald. He's crazy. GG, well played. Again, it was a very, very tense game where Gerald was barely holding on to his 4th. In the process, though, was able to pull off those DT counterattacks, Zealot counterattacks as well. Not just that, able to keep up with the drop play of ByuN. If you remember, it all started with ByuN losing two medevacs. One of them was full, the other half full at the time. ByuN's drop play was denied, and Gerald takes the first game. GG. GG, well played. And now we're headed into Oceanborn. Headed into Oceanborn. And we'll see if ByuN can bounce back. Quickly double checking here. It's going to be Oceanborn is game 2 and Side Delta is game 3. Ooh, if we get there. If we get there. I'm sure ByuN wants to bounce back, but alas, the pressure is on. Yennefer would be proud. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing System Gaming, leading the series 1-0, 1 game away from making it to the grand finals. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. As a reminder, this is a best of 3. And one more loss, one more slip up, and ByuN will be knocked out of the tournament. Out of this week's event. We'll see how ByuN can switch things up. Again, Gerald playing very well. It was very impressive to be able to, again, not just go for the non-stop counterattacks and run-bys and have the attention to detail to save them, preserve them, get away from scans, buy time, but also keep up with the drop play. The Widowmine drop, the Raven harass, the double drop towards the natural, and yeah, the aggression from ByuN wasn't able to really get much damage. Wasn't successful. It wasn't just that, but because of the features of Alcyone as well, Gerald's expansions were left untouched. The goal base was under fire, true, but remember, Gerald, he expanded behind it. He was able to take a 5th base and a 6th base as well, and those bases were left untouched. Like, ByuN just couldn't really push in that direction. He had no freedom to go for drop play in that direction either. So Gerald's economy was unhindered in the midst of all that. This time, bit of a different story. This time, the bases are more exposed compared to Alcyone. ByuN can be more aggressive. As this time, ByuN is going for an economic opener. Rax expand. Rax expand into a delayed factory. It's going to be more economic initially here. For ByuN. Likewise, Gerald scouting across the map. Interesting. Did go for a Zealot first. Skirting around the right-hand side. Probe dips in. Confirms there is no CC on location. And he confirms the CC on the high ground. So it looks like Gerald was trying to be cheeky. I believe the Zealot was designed to harass the CC and delay the expansion. But it is safe on the high ground instead. We'll see if Gerald can get anything else done. Marines are still on the way. And Gerald can go for the add-on. But now it's going to be 3 Marines. And a Widowmine. And Gerald, he is zoned away. Behind this, once again, Twilight Council opener, working towards Blink. I imagine Blink. Gerald trying to bait out that mine shot. Oh! Ooh, a little bit mistimed. The depth does go down. Yeah, ByuN will break out. Can finally expand. And can get into his own game. Once again, ByuN working towards a mine drop. Was a different opener, but still going for the mine drop nonetheless. As the second Stalker has arrived, and without Stim, the Marines are having a bit of trouble. And Widow Mine's forced to unburrow, or forced to land. Forced to reburrow. ByuN going for a Widow Mine Marine drop instead, and Gerald is fully aware. Blink is almost halfway done. Stalkers are coming in to intercept. And can he catch the medevac? Can he catch it? Oh! Does try to. And will zone away. Medevac taking a lot of hits, and the medevac is trapped. Goes to the boost. Stuck in between these two bases. And, yeah, there's no way out for ByuN. Not yet, at least. Not without a boost. Gerald's getting in position. Behind this, taking a third base, embracing Blink. It was a 3-gate opener, I believe. Yeah, 3-gate Blink. And Gerald is safe and sound. At least this time the medevac does survive, and we can see the follow-up here for ByuN. Much more aggressive this time, getting into tanks and Banshees. Cloakers on the way, Banshees are building up. This has been very trendy as of late. I mean, I say this all the time nowadays, but yeah, it's been very meta. Going tank Banshee. First Banshee making his way towards the natural. Rovo is almost done. No detection yet. And the Stalkers are busy. Gerald going for a counterattack. Banshee is diving in. Gerald is not in position. And no shield battery, no Stalkers. Probes are going down. A good start for ByuN. At the same time, Gerald, he looks to commit across the map. Oh. Goes for a defensive warp in. Banshee does barely move out. Across the map, there is a tank in position. 5 probe kills to 1 Banshee. Well worth it. The Banshee doesn't take any damage. And this time, Gerald, he's not having as clean of an early game as game 1. Takes down some Marines. Banshee gets another probe. Diving into the main. Shield battery not yet done. More probes are going down. It's going to be 8 probe kills in total. Getting even more, actually. 10 probes. Again, these Banshees are so frustrating to deal with. Even with just being Stalkers. So Gerald is pinned back. And here comes the move out. 3 tanks. Gerald does spot the army. ByuN behind this is expanding. The CC is almost done. Gerald trying to keep up with the multi-pronged aggression. With both Banshees and the drop as well. Trying to keep up, refining his army, going Colossus into Disruptor once again. And ByuN doesn't move out. Instead, he's more concerned with expanding. Taking a third is slowing things down. Getting into the mid game. And yeah, as opposed to game 1, like ByuN is in a better position. Has been able to hinder the economy of Gerald. And is now moving out. Now it does push Gerald. He's going to be able to slow down the army somewhat, catching a Marine here and there. Disruptor getting in position. Scan ahead of time, spots the Disruptor. And ByuN is not slowing down. Tanks are siege. Again, Gerald has to be so careful with the Disruptor. Massive tank bullets go off. Gets 2 Stalkers. Two Stalkers go down. The drop has been freed. ByuN can reinforce. Let's go. But he actually pulls away. Doesn't go in. Gerald being active as well. I do favor ByuN's army if they engage. I mean, if ByuN sieges. More reinforcements on the way. Zealots at the same time go for a counterattack. Trying to buy time. ByuN instead of repositioning. Spots the main army. Banshee into the main. Drop as well. Oh, the Colossus are exposed. Yeah, ByuN just goes for the stim. Takes out the Disruptor. Gets a Colossus as well. And Gerald just cannot keep up. Not against this kind of army. The drop does distract. And the fourth base is under fire. The tanks, they go off. Oh my god. Massive tank shots. And ByuN after game one, he's angry. He's upset. Takes down the fourth base. Zealots are trying to get damage done, but there are plenty of reinforcements back at home. ByuN is all over this. And from here, he can keep pushing. Fourth CC on the way. Banshee was finally cleaned up. And there's one Colossus to defend. One Colossus, soon to be a Disruptor as well, but yeah, there's not much stopping ByuN. Another big Zealot warp in though. Zealots 2 warp in. The one Colossus taking a lot of hits, a lot of damage, and yeah, ByuN is breaking through. Takes down the Zealots, the Stalkers, gets on top of the Colossus and the Disruptor. GG gets called, and ByuN will tap the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. GG, well played. This time, very careful play out of ByuN. He was a little more attentive. He was a lot more conservative with his drops, with his harass as well. Just keeping Gerald spread thin. And with that, we're going all the way to game 3. Going to game 3. And we'll see how Gerald does change his approach. Ooh. Again, he was kind of being punished for being too active early on, if you remember. The Banshees were getting a lot of damage. They got up to 10 worker kills in total. They got 10 worker kills in the lead up to the fights, and again, ByuN was being a lot more safer when it came to his first move out as well. And we'll see how this story does end. As we're loading into the ace match, we're loading into side Delta. Let's go. This could still go either way. Could it still go either way? Again, despite the showing in game 1, ByuN showing us that, nah, he's still got it, Pappy. He's still got it. Still the favorite player, and here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of side Delta, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Orange Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion, tying up the series. We'll see if we can bring it home. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Sidestorm Gaming, being forced into the ace match. We'll see if we can bring it back. It is Gerald. We go. Here we go. As a reminder, last game, ByuN also went for a more economic start, went for a Rax expand, and I'm imagining we're going to be seeing something similar here as well in game 3. Something more economic. That was an adjustment that ByuN did make. And it looks to be the case. So once again, economic start here by ByuN. He's done with the double gas. Not anymore. Not this time. Going for a faster CC. Gerald's coming in for a scout. Zealot has begun. And if ByuN goes for the CC on the low ground, then Gerald can try to punish this and delay. There you go, he goes into the main, confirms lack of gas, is aware, CC has been thrown down. Now, unlike the previous game, oh, never mind. Unlike the previous game where Gerald made the Zealots and he wasn't able to really get any value, he was hoping for a CC. This time could have maybe forced a delay here, but the Zelda was cancelled. Gerald did cancel in the end. I mean, Side Delta does have a longer rush distance by ground, so maybe not worth it. And going for the Adept first instead. Adept is on the way. ByuN does deflect. See in the chats, what did he do wrong there? He needed to scout the Banshees. How could he scout that early? I mean, there are players that just blindly are more defensive nowadays because Banshees have been so meta. Because that build, I should say, has been so meta. Not uncommon for players to get like safety shield batteries or just stalkers already in position at the naturals. This time it is going to be a Stargate opener though, out of Gerald. Meanwhile, the Adept is shut down. Nice defense here by ByuN. Shuts down the Adept, getting into his 1-on-1. Working once again towards some draw play with the Widowmine and the soon-to-be Medevac. But Gerald is taking a very different approach. Opening up Phoenix for the first time this series. I'm assuming it's going to be Phoenix. Yeah, we go. Phoenixes are on the way. It's a good way to gain map control. Phoenixes, they shut down drops, they shut down Banshees, they shut down anything. Anything when it comes to early game aggression. Almost anything. Something like a 2-1-1 or a 3-axe can punish a Stargate opener. But that's not what we're seeing here. ByuN is going for the drop. Back at home, safety shield battery at the natural this time. So Gerald playing it safe. Shield battery is done in time. There's going to be an overcharge available as well. 2 Adepts and a handful of Phoenixes. It's still not going to be easy here for Gerald. Phoenix is not quite in position. Drop is coming in. Drop does hit the natural. Adepts do respond, and ByuN gets the hell out of there. Does pick up, does evacuate. Still rallying across the map. Cyclone has arrived. We're getting the lock on. Getting a lot of damage on that first Phoenix. And again, committed bio pushes like this can punish Phoenixes quite hard. As what can they do? Pick up a Marine at a time. They will catch reinforcements. They get one. But the Viking has arrived as well, and ByuN is just rallying across the map. He knows how close he is to breaking Gerald. We'll lose the Cyclone. Not quite. Okay, this is where Phoenixes can struggle. Immortals are on the way. Gerald buying time. The first Immortal has arrived. Oh, the Mind Shot! Ooh, big connection. Mind Shot goes off. Yeah, rough rally there for Gerald. See a rough rally. Gerald diving in. Oh, bleeds out of depths. Phase on the way. Another weapon as well. ByuN still rallying. We'll lose a Cyclone. Finally, a big pickoff. Nicely done by Gerald. Catches the Cyclone. Moves that across the map. ByuN has 2 Cyclones left and a Viking. Gerald finally has the freedom to move that across the map instead. Delays the CC. The army is revealed. Phoenix as they recall back home. The recall back. Widowmine gets shut down. And bearing in mind, these are vanilla Marines. No stim, no combat shields. ByuN has to back off. Whew, and Gerald has defended. And only lost 1 Phoenix. So far. So it's a very tense defense out of Gerald, but he does pull it off. Does punish, shuts down the Cyclones. He gets every single Cyclone. There is a tank behind this, but it can't be lifted. Ooh, I say can. There we go. Does get lifted in the end, and now ByuN is in trouble. Bleeding out far too much. Every Cyclone, every tank. And again, these Marines, they don't really have much going for them. The CC is still not restarted. ByuN, he hasn't begun. It's been delayed for so long. There we go. Now pulling a boy. Getting the CC back up and running. Behind this, Gerald is already on his 3rd. Colossus on the way. Gerald does have momentum on his side. ByuN is contained. And behind this, Gerald taking a greater economy. Getting to Phoenix Colossus. Third base soon to be taken, and Gerald will back off. Does want to test his luck. Backs off with his main army. Phoenix is rotating towards the main. More Colossus are amassing. And Gerald does get a full scout, getting eyes on the Raxes, on Stim. As ByuN moves out, ByuN gets punished! Ooh, getting 5 SCVs, 6 SCV kills! And almost a Viking as well.
Game paused.
As it looks like we do have some latency issues. We have a bit of a pause with this latency. I was going to say Uber Eats, but it is like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, so I don't think that's the case. Regardless, more than happy to wait for any issues to be resolved. Thankfully, there's no big fight going on. There was some harass, but no big clash. Oh, it's all good. We can catch up. Live, yes. Tis live, always. We don't host reruns on this channel, so just as a heads up. The most that we have is like delays, or if there is a replay cast, usually it's in the title. In the title on YouTube or on Twitch, we'll say like replay cast, if that was the case. Here we go. Oh, all good. Looks like the issue has been resolved.
Game resumed.
Alright, jumping back in. The game will continue. Yeah, Phoenix is still posing a threat to the third. At the same time, ByuN going for a double drop. Phoenix is not quite in position. The drop does get into the main. Oh, no shield battery, no army whatsoever. Gerald is racing back home. Yeah, forced to recall. Recalls into the main, extend double lands, under threat. Can he get it? He can. The upgrade is denied. At the same time, ByuN pushing right through the center. And again, Gerald, he's pulled out of position. He's not ready for this. Defending against a drop. Rotating over, Colossus in the main. Another Phoenix goes down. Okay, ByuN pulls back, doesn't commit. Thought about hitting the third, but thinks better of it. Regardless, has looked quite nicely. Because the bay went down, it isn't just denying the upgrades, but also denying any additional Colossus or Disruptor. Disruptor production has been delayed. Oh, Gerald even getting supply blocked. Gerald had a strong start, but fumbling a little bit here in the mid-game. Gerald trying to find his footing. Working towards Storm even. Temple Archives in production. Good for Storm, for Archons as well. And again, with Disruptors, Gerald, he can deal with this quite easily, but without them less so. ByuN stimming in, pushing towards the third base. Gerald trying to buy some time. Disruptor production has finally begun, but they're so late. Does have that supply lead. Gaining ground, taking down pylons. Can Gerald get a tank? Not quite. Gets a medevac. Makes off a medevac. Ghosts have arrived. And ByuN goes for the stem. No shield battery. No overcharge. He wants a Colossus. Gets one. One Colossus goes down. And Gerald, he's up against the wall. Not like this. Massive EMPs. On everything, the Phoenixes and the Colossus. And ByuN is looking to snowball out of control. The first Disruptor is about to arrive. But Gerald has already lost so much. He's already lost so much of his army, so much of his buffer. Yeah, Gerald, he cannot save the base. The fourth base goes down. Gerald coming in from behind. Catching a medevac. Getting two. Two medevacs go down, but ByuN can't be stopped. Takes down another tech structure. No more Archons, no more Storm. Nova goes off, D's a connection. But just the one Nova. And again, Gerald, he had a good performance in this series, even a good start to this game, but he struggled to hold on. And we're just going for a Doom Drop into the main base instead. Bypassing the third, dropping into the main. Full medevac goes down. And just the one. Not again! No! The Bay! Get out of here! The Bay is going to go down for a second time. No Colossus range, no extend double lance. The drop is going to be shut down though. Nice cleanup here out of Gerald. Not bad. Takes down all of the Byo. But the third base fell. The third base has fallen. Gerald trying to re-expand. ByuN getting a fourth up and running. That was a nice cleanup, but ByuN can still outscale Gerald. As he pulls back. Now from here, ByuN is vulnerable. If Gerald goes for, I don't know, say a big all-in, there could be a chance. But this army is still not looking too threatening. There are 3 disruptors, true. We need more warpins. We need more reinforcements. Back at home, ByuN securing himself, throwing down a ring of turrets. Like, ByuN knows that now is the moment for Gerald. And ByuN is getting ready back at home. Gerald's rotating around. Gerald double expanding, getting his third base up and running. Still heavily oversaturated, so even though the worker counts are comparable, Gerald is oversaturated. He needs another expansion. Still a run by diving in. Last are reinforcements. Oof. Mine shot's going off. Oh my god. Yeah, punishing the blinks. Nice Nova. Gerald is holding his own. At the same time, Zella run by here towards the left-hand side, but there's a planetary. There's a planetary in position. The Zelzay do nothing. And they run into tank fire. ByuN rotates, he checks for the fourth. Hasn't been rebuilt. And not towards the south at least. ByuN looking for the expansions. And Geralt is trying to stabilize. ByuN, unfortunately, though, is the first to max out. He's maxed out at this point. Geralt being so cheeky with his disruptors, but the scan does reveal them. ByuN knows. And he's going for a split push, and Geralt just doesn't have the supply to defend both locations at once. He will try, though. Being dragged towards the north, that means this base is exposed. Again, Geralt just doesn't have the numbers. The Nexus is going to go down. Geralt, once again, the fourth base is denied. Not like this. Geralt, he just wants an expansion. There he goes off. Up. Some okay connections. 3 Novas for two Marauders. Not ideal. ByuN being forced back. At the same time, comes in from behind, goes for the fourth. Now the third. And the third base is going to fall as well. ByuN just sniping base after base. And Gerald can't stop it. Again, Gerald, he just cannot defend. It doesn't have the numbers. Another massive EMP. Never catches a ghost. One ghost goes down. Threads to drop into the main. Better Nova. Not bad. But again, ByuN is just mass expanding. He's just taking more CCs, more bases. More command centers on the way. And again, this was a good effort by Gerald. Again, he had I would say, a better start as well. But it all came down to the drop play. All came down to the initial robotics bay being sniped. That was the beginning of the end for Gerald, and now another base is going to go down, tries to recall and save the probes. ByuN, he pushes into the natural. And the natural has been broken. Not again, the bay! For the third time! Yeah, this time it will survive. Good connections! Nova's going to be going off, punishing the dive of ByuN. At the same time, ByuN, he just goes for the expansion, goes for the third. And even though ByuN will lose his main army, will lose the first force, will still just pull apart his opponent. Gets a Colossus, Disruptors as well. Massive pickoffs. Getting a third, getting every Disruptor. Not like this. At least Gerald does save the base, but for how much longer? As ByuN is doubling out control, stepping on forward, does spread out his army. Avoids the splash damage. GG, good luck, and ByuN will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. And GG, well played. ByuN just pulling Gerald apart with his drop play, pulling him out of position, and just creating these opportunities for himself to just find these openings to get on top of these bases, the fourth or the third. The tech as well. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. ByuN is going to be our first finalist. And the question becomes, who will face off against him in those grand finals? We're hopping over to the Korean server to find out. Meanwhile, a shout out to Gerald, because again, he had a good start to the series with game 1, and even here in game 3 as well, he wasn't looking too bad at all. Was holding his own for a time until he wasn't. Regardless, GG, well played. Oh. My apologies. Hold on, I have to find our players. As Shin versus Trigger is about to begin, and I'm assuming it's going to be on the Korean server, question mark. I'll have to double check.